And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Magnatha, we have the red Protoss player. The Protoss himself representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the pink Protoss, representing Among Us the Two People. It is a Prome. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our PvP. Coming into this, I do lean towards MindelVK. For those that are curious, I do see some people in the chat that are maybe unfamiliar with these players. I would say, yo, we're not a slow Joe in the chat. You don't know Prome or Mindel? So MindelVK, he I would say that nowadays, in recent years, he has been competing a little bit less, but because he's been streaming more, he's been an active streamer, active content creator, and tournament organizer. MindelVK organizes the Firegrow Cups, he organizes the Sunny Lake Cups, and the Waterfall Cups as well. Not just that, he competes a lot in 2v2 tournaments alongside Bratok. So he does play a lot of 2v2 with Bratok, he does stream a lot, he organizes a lot, and he casts a lot as well. So in the past 2 years, he's stepped away from being a pro gamer and stepped a little bit more into being like an overall content creator. As a result, I will say that his play has somewhat stagnated, but that's because he's been focusing his attention elsewhere. And I really do appreciate it, the work that he's been doing, running a lot of tournaments, hosting a lot of events as well, and stepping into a bit of a caster role. He's been doing a lot. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Prome is similar, actually. So Prome, he's a little more active in the StarCraft Evolution scene. So if you've been watching StarCraft Evolution, Prome is very active. I would say that Prome is one of the best Protoss players in SC Evo. I would say he's up there alongside Rebellion. Hey, we just casted Rebellion, for example. True. So I would say that Prome is comparable to Rebellion in SC Evo. I say that specifically because Prome is less active in StarCraft 2 tournaments. In StarCraft 2 events, Prome, he is definitely a little bit lacking. He's definitely a bit of a step below the others, but part of that is because he does devote a lot more time into SC Evo. Not just that, but similar to MindelVK, Prome has also been organizing his own tournaments and also organizing his own Korean SC Evo tournaments. Over on Chijik. So technically we got two tournament organizers. True, we got with Prome and MindelVK. But here we go, we do have Jesus, one base all in. It was 2 gate, and we throw down a 3rd and 4th. So 4 gates set up here, 1 base all in by Prome. I think I said 2 base, so my apologies. 1 base all in out of Prome. Meanwhile, MindelVK going 2 gate into an expansion. So standard play out of one player, hyper aggressive out of the other. There is a natural base on the way, but I believe this is a fake out because you would never get this many gateways this early on without the intention of being hyper aggressive. So we got a lot of gateways. MindelVK does poke in. Again, MindelVK, he sees the expansion, so he takes his own, and he is none the wiser. None the wiser, Pat. This Prome does threaten to move out. We see Middle trying to set up a proxy. Warp gate is almost done. And I'm really curious to see if Prome cancels. If he cancels, gets a refund and affords extra warp ins. As the Nexus is tanking quite a bit. Robo's on the way back at home for MindelVK. Warp gate is done. So far locks down to 3 of those Stalkers, not bad. And he gets 1. But reinforcements have arrived. Prome gets punished. And he's trying to reinforce, trying to warp in. Nexus does finish, okay, no refund. And Mindel, he's just been trading so well here, takes every single sentry. Takes down all the sentries, he does have the overwhelming army, takes down the Stalker as well, just better trades for MindelVK. Yeah, just slightly better trades. Oh my god, locks down the Stalker. Very nice force field. Stalkers are away. And Prome is losing too much, losing far too much here. Again, MindelVK just keeps warping in without pylon. Just keeps reinforcing. Better arc, better concave, better control. He does beat out 1 more Stalker. Mindel, he has to pull out. Let's get the hell out of here. And you can see the worker disparity. There's a reason why I assumed that we were going to be canceling the space. Prome has no probes. He has no workers. He's on 25 workers. MindelVK is up by 10 on 35. Has a booming economy. He can afford immortals as well. And MindelVK is just getting further and further ahead. The longer this goes on, the worse it's going to be for Prome. And Prome is going to try to macro. So I do believe that he did intend to be more aggressive, but he's been forced to be the defender instead. He bled out so many stalkers, and now he's just stuck at home. And he's stuck at home instead, and MindelVK is getting further ahead instead. Working towards Blink. He's got his 2 immortals. He's on 2 base saturation from mirroring, just get a 3rd. And Prome is just in a very rough position. Mindel even just going for glaives. Okay, extra gateways. MindelVK had the option to expand. He could have taken a 3rd base, but he's opting to delay his 3rd base heavily, if not just not take it. Go for a massive gateway explosion into glaives, into immortal glaive adepts. Oh boy. So a hyper aggression here by MindelVK. And honestly, this is a really good way to just close it out. To end the game. To go for one big push. As I'm sure he's aware that he's ahead. Meanwhile, Prome has just been building up his Stalker count. Just going mass Stalker. Unfortunately, these are vanilla Stalkers. No Blink. Twilight Council just now began. Da-da. Yeah, Mindel is pulling him apart. Just pulling him apart. Gets into the mineral line. Gets 1, 2, 3, up to 4 probes. Can we get 5? Oh, can we get 6? Jesus. 6, 7 probe kills. This is getting out of hand. Getting up to 8. Can we get 9? Barely not. 8 probes go down. Prome is going into charge, not Blink. Bold move. Considering how many Stalkers he has. Okay. And here comes Mindel. Again, remember, he chose to go for a 2-base all in. He chose not to expand. Warping in a terrifying death bull of an army with 4 immortals. That's a lot of immortals, pap. With that, he's pushing. He's got his prison to reinforce. And it's going to be a tough hold for Prome. Now again, because there's no Blink, force fields are going to be that much more important as well. Like force fields, they can just lock down the army and slice it up. Speaking of, gets a Stalker. Nothing major yet. GG gets called. We don't get the final fight. The writing was on the wall, and MindelVK takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. He does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if Prome can recover and bounce back coming into game number 2. The pressure is on. The pressure is on. So we are jumping into our game. Let's go. Here we go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself, representing Saxon Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the pink Protoss player, the pink Protoss himself. The South Green Protoss, representing among us the 2 people, it is Prome. We go. So we are setting up. We are settling in. And we'll see if Prome does deviate once again. Remember last game, Prome did go for extra gateways before expanding. It didn't really come into play too much. It really hurt him more than anything, as he was struggling to maintain himself, struggling to defend. Because he invested into those gateways, it meant that he had no shield batteries, for example. He had no defensive setup. It's just a really rough early game for Prome. And we do see that this game, Prome does go for a later scout. Yeah, much later scout here. Mindel's looking for the second pylon. And Prome will hide it. Okay. I mean, now we see why. It wasn't the scout, he's just hiding his pylon. So Prome is going for a fake out. Wait. He's going for a very real proxy. Okay. So Prome, he's getting a really fast third pylon. This is a fake third pylon here. So we have 3 pylons. With that, Prome is going to be oversupply because he intends to hide this and to commit to an all-in. Okay. Cheeky moves. Meanwhile, MindelVK, everything's looking relatively normal here. There's the robo, there's the all-in. Typically against an all-in like this, MindelVK would have the foresight of being aware that a pylon is missing, but he doesn't really have that here. Even here we have a fake 4th pylon. Now Mindel should notice that the 3rd and 4th pylon were late. He should notice that. But he might just assume that, you know, maybe Prome is just getting supply blocked. Nah, he's checking. Yeah, he does smell that something's off. Something's not quite right here. He does check the closer proxy locations. He's going for his own robo. Good read. Does go for his own robo. Is still expanding, but he's going to have early immortal production. So very safe response by Mindel. Very safe. As a late proxy robo, yes, as we just mentioned, it's a late proxy robo because this was on the 3rd pylon, not the 2nd pylon. Kind of like it was a fake 3rd in the main. Like this was a very intentional build by Prome, designed to make it look like, you know, something more standard. But MindelVK didn't fall for it. It's like he's still playing safe, still playing very, very safe. He's got his 2 shield batteries, mass sentries, mass force fields, and the first immortal is almost out. Just needs a little bit more time. MindelVK now he's fully aware. He does spot the immortal. Zones away. The immortal has arrived. Here he's going for the main, but he's going for the force field. He gets it away. MindelVK was in position. He was in position. He denies the force field. Cheeky moves out of Prome. He tried to force field the ramp. We saw that yesterday, if you recall. Did see that yesterday. Prome. Oof. Doesn't find a way in. And remember, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Mindel. Tries to lock down the army. And Mindel, he will save his sentries, most of them I should say. Oh, all of them even. Pulls away, just buying more time. 2 more shield barriers on the way. There's the NG overcharge. Oof. Once again, the controller solid. Mindel saves the immortal. And again, it's all just about buying time here. Prome's running out of force fields. Oh, it does bleed out a couple of sentries. Sentries are going down. Has to pull away. The boys are being pulled. MindelVK getting desperate here. Getting a little bit desperate. But does break out. Yeah, he breaks out, takes out the sentries. The immortals are on their own. He wants them back. Although the prism. Has to be careful. It does juggle forward. We have 3 immortals here for Prome. But he's being chased down. Oh, MindelVK has to be very cautious to overextend. Jump goes over the wall. Oh, we'll lose one of the immortals. It does overextend here. Has to pull away. Has been missing warp ins. Actually going for a Stargate behind this. Okay. Should be for a Phoenix. Phoenixes are a secure way to shut down the prism and to lift the immortals. There you go. Phoenix production has begun. Building up with the Phoenixes. And what's important is that even though MindelVK did overextend for a moment there, he still has a better economy, still has more mining. Is still in a better position as he now buys time for these shield batteries to regenerate. The shield batteries are just full of energy. Now Prome did maintain all of his immortals, true. He's still got 4 immortals, but they're very low. Oh, so it looks like there was a pause. And there was a pause. Army does try to dive in. And we'll get one of them. Doesn't quite get the Stalker. Does get one of the batteries. As we're up to 5 immortals. Jesus. 5 immortals back. Nice concave. The immortals they go ham. The boys are being pulled. But here comes the Phoenix. It does lift 1. The others are low. And they go finally. Immortals are going down. Getting 1, 2 dead immortals. Getting 3. 1 immortal left. Down to 1. Down to 0. And Mindel holds. Mindel he holds on. GG gets called. MindelVK he will defend and he will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, MindelVK. He will claim the series. He will take it. Again, he did have the freedom to pull the boys there as well. He was on 2 bases. He was ahead. The longer the game went on, the better it would be for MindelVK. And again, Prome, he was up against the wall. It was a really unique build out of Prome. As a reminder, he did go for a fake 3rd pylon in the main base. That's why his build was more disrupted. That's why it was more delayed. That was the purpose of it. Oh, here we go. Yeah, see Pashka in the chat. Yeah, just as a reminder, again, it was intentionally delayed just to try to force a different reaction. Bearing in mind the goal there for Prome is that MindelVK goes for a standard economic opener, but he didn't. As a reminder, MindelVK, he went for a Robo before Nexus. It looks like MindelVK, he did get a read, or he did recognize that the pylons were late and something was a little bit off. That's why we were emphasizing that he was scouting for the proxy. He was checking his 3rd base locations and even his 4th location as well. Didn't find a proxy, but MindelVK did still decide to play very, very safely, even though there was less indication of there being an all-in. So very safe play there by Mindel, despite the scouting, despite the deceived information that he was getting as well, just because Prome was getting extra pylons just to make things look like they were normal when they were anything but. So GG. GG, well played. And with that, MindelVK does claim the series. And again, it was an interesting setup there from Prome. Unfortunately, as we mentioned, it didn't quite work out. The goal there is to ideally lure your opponent into a more standard build, which didn't quite work out. But for now, we're going on a break. We're going to be going on a break. We'll see you guys soon after the break with the remainder of the broadcast. We're going to be following Rebellion. Rebellion, he was able to take down Art earlier. He's going to be going up against Baby Marine in the next round. Likewise, we're going to be following MindelVK into Ledlix into another PvP. So 2 series remaining. For now, we're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll see you with some more matches with Baby Marine and Rebellion. See you soon. See you soon. Bye. See you soon.